Be me, 28. Work as a commercial refrigeration technician. Spend most weekdays crawling around restaurant kitchens, fixing machines that always seem to die 5 minutes before dinner rush. Have 2 female friends, Brooke and Jenna, both 27. Best friends since college, known them for about 3 years. Brooke is loud, athletic, competitive about things nobody knew could be competitions. Jenna is smaller, dark-haired, observant, and can end one of Brooke's 10-minute arguments with 6 words. Never dated either. Definitely noticed both. Chose survival instead. Friday afternoon, Brooke calls me. Are you busy next weekend? Probably. Wrong. Why ask? Hear Jenna somewhere in the background. Tell him we already bought his food. Me. Why did you buy my food before inviting me? Brooke. Because then saying no makes you financially irresponsible. Apparently going camping. I met Brooke first, technically. It happened at a brewery 3 years earlier when my friend Nate invited me to trivia and forgot to mention he had invited 12 other people. I got there late, looked around for his table, and found him waving from behind 2 women I had never seen before. One was Brooke, 5'7", light brown hair tied up, gray t-shirt, black jeans. She had one hand around a beer and the other raised because she was arguing with a guy across the table about whether Pluto should count as a planet for trivia purposes. It says former planet. The guy said, it's classified as a dwarf planet. Brooke, that sounds like planet discrimination. I sat beside Nate. Who's winning? He looked exhausted. No one. Then Brooke noticed me. You. I stopped. What? Pluto. What about it? Planet? No. She stared. I had apparently selected the wrong answer before introducing myself. Explain. I don't care enough. That's worse. The woman beside her laughed. That was Jenna, 5'4", dark hair, brown eyes, black sweater. She looked at Brooke. He's been here 9 seconds. Brooke pointed at me. He opened with hostility. I sat down. You denied Pluto. I looked at Jenna. Is she always like this? Yes. Brooke. Traitor. That was basically the beginning. We all became friends through the same group. Not instantly, just naturally. Nate invited everyone somewhere. Brooke showed up. Jenna came with her. I kept showing up. Eventually, group plans became smaller plans, then sometimes just the 3 of us. Brooke worked as a physical therapist, which explained why she treated every outdoor activity like a chance to prove the human body had been designed for suffering. Hiking, climbing gym, kayaking, running. She once invited me to a light Saturday trail. It was 11 miles. When I complained around mile 8, she walked backward in front of me. Need me to carry you? I'd rather become part of the mountain. That can be arranged. Jenna worked as a museum exhibit designer. She wasn't less active, just less interested in turning activity into warfare. If Brooke wanted to race up a hill, Jenna would continue walking normally and arrive 10 minutes later looking exactly the same as when she started. Brooke would be sweating. Jenna, you win. Brooke, you didn't try. I know. That irritated Brooke more than losing. I liked both of them. That was obvious to me very early. They were attractive, funny, easy to be around for completely different reasons. Brooke could drag a bad mood out of you by force. Jenna could sit beside you for half an hour, say almost nothing, then drop one sentence that somehow fixed the day. I also knew they came as a pair, not romantically, just socially. They had known each other since freshman year of college, shared an apartment for 3 years, traveled together, knew each other's families, had their own shorthand. Brooke could say, the Denver thing, and Jenna would answer, absolutely not. Nobody else knew what that meant. I asked once. Both. No. So I never tried anything with either of them, not because I was afraid, because I liked the arrangement. One bad date with Brooke and suddenly Jenna might disappear from my life too. Same the other direction. Not worth risking based on attraction alone. Apparently they had made similar calculations. I just didn't know that yet. The camping invitation came on a Friday afternoon, while I was sitting inside the mechanical room of a grocery store, waiting for a compressor to finish pulling vacuum. Phone rang. Brooke. I answered. What? Her voice. Are you busy next weekend? Probably. Wrong. I checked the gauges. Why ask? We're going camping. Have fun. You're coming. No. From somewhere behind her, Jenna. Tell him we already bought his food. I sat up. What? Brooke. We already bought your food. Why did you buy my food before inviting me? Because now refusing makes you financially irresponsible. That is not how money works. Jenna. It worked though. I could hear the smile in her voice. I said, how long? Brooke, 4 days. Where? She named a national forest about 3 hours away. I knew it. Lakes, mountain trails, campsites spread along a long loop. Actually sounded good. I asked, who else? Silence. Then Brooke, us. That's it? Yes. Why me? Brooke answered too quickly. Car space. I frowned. You both have cars. Jenna in the background. That was a bad answer. Brooke, help me then. Jenna, he can fix things. I laughed. You're taking me camping as maintenance? Brooke, also company. Strong recovery. Jenna, and you cook. There it is. Brooke, so, yes? I looked at the compressor, looked at the calendar on my phone. No weekend call rotation, no plans. Fine. Brooke, yes. I heard what sounded like a high five. I paused. Did you two just celebrate? No, Brooke said. Jenna, yes. I should have paid more attention to that. The week before the trip, our group chat became unusable. Brooke renamed it Wilderness Survival. Jenna changed it to 4 Days Outside. Brooke changed it again, Coward Edition. I changed it to I regret saying yes. Jenna reacted with a heart. Brooke sent too late. Then packing started. Brooke sent a spreadsheet. I called immediately. You made a spreadsheet? Yes. For camping? Yes. I'm not reading this. It has tabs. That makes it worse. Jenna messaged, page 2 has snacks. I opened it. Fine. Useful. Brooke had broken everything down by gear, food, water, emergency supplies, clothing, shared equipment, personal equipment. Then a section called, Ryan, don't forget. I stared. Why is there a section with my name? Brooke, because you forgot sunscreen on the lake trip. Once. Jenna, and bug spray. That was the same trip. Brooke, exactly. I packed my own bag, mostly out of spite. Friday morning, Brooke and Jenna pulled up outside my apartment at 6:03. I came downstairs carrying my pack and one duffel. Brooke got out of the driver's seat, stopped, looked at my gear. That's it? Yes. You packed light. I've camped before. She looked annoyed. Fine. Jenna got out of the passenger side holding 3 coffees. She handed one to Brooke, one to me. I took it. Black. No sugar. I looked at her. You remembered. Jenna shrugged. You complain when coffee is sweet. Brooke looked at my cup, then hers. What did you get me? Vanilla latte. Brooke took a sip, made a face. I wanted caramel. Jenna stared. You always get vanilla. No, I don't. You literally ordered it Tuesday. That was Tuesday. I looked between them. This vacation already feels competitive. Brooke opened the trunk. It isn't. Jenna. She's losing. Brooke turned. I bought your trail mix. You bought the one with raisins. You eat raisins. I removed them. That is insane. I put my bag in. Can we leave before this becomes a hearing? We left. Brooke drove first. Jenna controlled navigation. I sat in the back because I had lost some unspoken seating election. Brooke controlled music for 18 minutes. Then Jenna reached over and lowered it. Too loud. It's road trip volume. You're shouting over it. I like this song. Ryan from the back. So does everyone within 6 miles. Brooke looked at me in the mirror. Support me. No. Coward. Jenna changed the song. Brooke gasped. You skipped my song. You played it twice. It restarted. You restarted it. No evidence. We stopped for gas about halfway. I went inside for water. When I came back, Brooke and Jenna were standing near the car talking quietly. They stopped when they saw me. I slowed. What? Brooke. Nothing. Jenna took a drink. I looked between them. You both have terrible nothing faces. Brooke. You have a suspicious personality. Occupational hazard. You repair refrigerators. People lie about what they put inside refrigerators constantly. Jenna smiled. We kept driving. The trailhead was busy enough to make us feel safe, and empty enough to still feel like we had gone somewhere. Parking lot, pine trees, cooler air, mountains visible beyond the ridge. Brooke got out and stretched, then looked at me. Ready? Yes. You sure? I'm concerned about how excited you are to walk uphill. It's good for you. Jenna came around with her pack. She has been talking about the climb for 4 days. Brooke, because you two complain. We haven't started. Preemptive. Our route was pretty simple. About 8 miles the first day, camp near a lake. Shorter day 2. Long loop day 3. Back toward the trailhead day 4. Nothing extreme. Brooke still treated the first climb like the Olympic trials. 20 minutes in, she was 50 feet ahead. She turned around. You guys alive? I called. No. Jenna beside me. Tell my family I died under reasonable conditions. Brooke walked backward. You're both weak. Jenna. I'm carrying the stove you refused to carry. Brooke. I have the tent. You volunteered. Leadership. I said, you're going to trip walking backward. Brooke. No. 2 seconds later she hit a rock. Didn't fall. Enough. Jenna started laughing. I pointed. Nature issued a warning. Brooke turned around. Both of you can sleep outside. The trail got better after the climb. Pine forest, streams, long open sections where you could see the ridgeline. Brooke settled into a pace closer to human. Jenna walked beside me for most of the afternoon. She pointed out birds she knew. I knew none. That one? Steller's jay. How do you know? I designed a migration exhibit last year. That sounds useful now. It took 6 months. I absorbed things against my will. Brooke from ahead. You two talking about birds? Jenna. Yes. Brooke. Boring. Jenna looked at me. She spent 40 minutes yesterday explaining trekking pole materials. Brooke. I can hear you. I laughed. At camp, I discovered why they really wanted me. Brooke had brought a new tent, had never set it up. She pulled it out, stared at the poles, then at the instructions. Jenna looked at me. I looked at Brooke. Brooke. Don't. You made a spreadsheet. Yes. You had a gear tab. Yes. You didn't test the tent. I trusted the manufacturer. Brave. She threw the instruction sheet at me. I caught it. Maintenance guy. There it is. We put it together. Brooke's tent was technically a 2-person tent, comfortably 1.5. Jenna had her own smaller tent. I had mine. 3 tents, 3 adults, plenty of room. That would become funny later. First evening was easy. We made dinner, sat near the lake. Brooke tried to convince us to swim. Water was freezing. I put my hand in. No. Brooke. Coward. Jenna. You go. I will. She did, of course. Walked into the lake in a sports bra and shorts. I stared because, again, eyes. Jenna noticed. Didn't say anything immediately. Brooke swam out 10 yards. Turned. Ryan! What? Come in. No. You repair walk-in freezers for a living. That does not mean I sleep in them. Jenna beside me. Good answer. Brooke splashed water toward shore. Didn't reach. I smiled. You missed. That offended her enough to come back out. She walked up dripping wet, hair slicked back. I tried not to stare again. Brooke caught me. Her smile started. Then Jenna stood, took off her shirt, sports bra underneath. I looked at her. She looked at the lake. I'm going in. Brooke stared. You hate cold water. I've changed. She walked straight past me. I looked from one to the other. Okay, interesting. I went in too because I'm not made of stone. The water was awful. I lasted maybe 3 minutes. Brooke stayed 6. Jenna stayed 4 out of stubbornness. When we got out, all 3 of us were shaking. I said, great idea. Brooke. You came. Peer pressure. Jenna. Poor judgment. We changed, made hot drinks, sat near the small fire pit. Brooke took the spot beside me. Not weird, we were friends. Then Jenna came back from her tent carrying a blanket. She looked at Brooke. You're in my seat. Brooke looked around. There are no assigned seats in a forest. That one was mine. You left. To get this. Vacated. Jenna stared at her. Move. Brooke smiled. No. I stood. I can sit over there. Both. No. Same time. I froze. They froze. Brooke looked at Jenna. Jenna looked at Brooke. I slowly sat back down. Excellent. Jenna sat on my other side. There was space. She chose close. Not touching. Almost. Brooke took a sip from her mug. Nothing. Okay. I had enough experience with both of them to know when something was happening. I just didn't know what. That first night, nothing did. We told stories. Brooke made fun of my job. I reminded her that she had spent 20 minutes trying to understand tent poles. Jenna fell asleep sitting up around 11. Her head tipped toward me, landed on my shoulder. Brooke saw it. I looked over. She looked at Jenna, then me, then... Cute. I whispered, "Don't. You're blushing." "I am not." Brooke smiled. Jenna opened one eye. "What?" "Nothing," both of us said. She closed it again. Day 2 was when things got obvious. Brooke woke everybody at 7. Not intentionally. She just somehow made coffee like she was renovating the campsite. Metal mug, stove, bag, everything clattered. Jenna opened her tent. Hair everywhere. "Do you hate sleeping?" Brooke, "It's 7. We're outside. Time is fake." I came out. Brooke handed me coffee. Wrong. Milk. I looked at it. She saw. "What?" "You put milk in this. You drink coffee. Black." Jenna came over, took my cup, handed me hers. Black. I looked at her. She shrugged. I knew she'd forget. Brooke stared. "You planned that?" "No." "You brought black coffee?" "Yes. For him. For me. But you don't drink it black." Jenna took Brooke's cup. "I do today." I watched. Brooke watched. Jenna took a sip, made a tiny face because she absolutely did not enjoy black coffee. I smiled. "This is getting weird." Brooke, "Nothing is weird." Jenna, "She's still losing." Brooke threw a packet of oatmeal at her. We packed. Day 2 had shorter mileage, mostly lake trail, then up toward another campsite near a creek. Brooke walked beside me more. Jenna noticed. I noticed Jenna noticing. Nobody said anything. At one point, Brooke challenged me to jump a narrow stream instead of using the log bridge 10 feet away. Why? Faster. The bridge is right there. Scared? I looked at the gap. Not huge. I jumped. Landed. Brooke jumped too. Then looked back at Jenna. "Your turn." Jenna walked across the bridge. Brooke, "Coward." Jenna, "I have dry socks." I laughed. Brooke hit my pack. Later, Brooke and I got ahead while Jenna stopped to retie her boot. Brooke lowered her voice. So? Jenna likes you." I almost missed a step. "What?" She kept walking. "Nothing." "No. You don't get to launch that and continue." Brooke smiled. "I thought it was obvious. Is this one of your jokes?" "No." I looked back. Jenna was maybe 30 yards behind us. "Since when?" Brooke shrugged. "While." "That's specific. She talks about you." "You both talk about me." Brooke glanced at me. "Do we?" I stared. "Why are you looking at me like that?" She smiled. "Nothing." Terrible word. Jenna caught up. Brooke immediately changed subject. "Your boot okay?" Jenna looked at both of us. "What were you talking about?" Brooke, "Ryan's refrigerator stories." I said, "No." Jenna narrowed her eyes. "What?" Brooke walked ahead. I whispered, "She lies badly." Jenna, "She lies loudly." Different problem. That afternoon, Jenna did the same thing in reverse. Brooke went down toward the creek to fill water. Jenna sat on a log beside me. She was checking a blister on her heel. Then, "Brooke likes you." I looked at her. "You two need new material." Jenna paused. "What?" "Nothing." She stared. I smiled. "Continue." Jenna put the sock back on. "She does." "Brooke told me you like me." Her entire face stopped. Not red, not shocked, just stopped. "She said that?" "Yes." Jenna closed her eyes for a second. "I'm going to drown her." "Interesting." She promised. "What?" "Nothing." "No." Jenna stood. "Forget it." "Absolutely not." She looked toward the creek. Brooke was walking back. Jenna, "Later." Brooke came up. "What's later?" Jenna smiled. "Your funeral." Brooke looked at me. "What did you do?" "Apparently, exist." That night was warmer. No rain, clear sky, stars. We cooked, then sat around the fire. The seating problem returned. This time I solved it by sitting on a wide log. Brooke sat left, Jenna right. No discussion, both close. I looked from one to the other. "You two are fighting over me." Brooke almost spit out her drink. "No." That answer took too long. Jenna looked at the fire. "Brooke, we're having a normal vacation." From Jenna. "She's lying." Brooke turned. "Nobody invited you into this conversation." Jenna, "You invited me into the forest." I started laughing. Brooke looked at me. "Don't." "What?" "Enjoy this." "Impossible." Jenna smiled. Then Brooke said, "Fine, ask." "Ask what?" "Whatever you're trying to ask." I looked at both. "Do you like me?" Brooke. Yes. Immediate. I turned to Jenna. She looked at Brooke, then me. Yes. Okay. There it was. I sat back. The fire popped. Brooke drank. Jenna stared into the flames. I said, "How long?" Brooke. Not relevant. Very relevant. Jenna. Months. Brooke gave her a look. Jenna. What? We're already here. I laughed once. And you both know? Yes, Jenna said. Brooke nodded. I looked at them. How? Brooke. Best friends. That is not a method. Jenna. We talked. When? Brooke. January. I counted. It's August. Jenna. Yes. You've known for 8 months. Brooke. Roughly. And nobody thought to tell me. They both looked at the fire. I stared. Unbelievable. Brooke. It wasn't that simple. Seems pretty simple from this log. Jenna finally looked at me. If she dated you, I'd be happy for her. Brooke looked over. Jenna continued. And miserable for me. Brooke. Same. I rubbed my hands over my face. This is an incredible conversation to have 30 miles from a paved road. Brooke. 23. Not helping. Jenna smiled. Then I asked, so why invite me? Brooke and Jenna looked at each other. Brooke. Camping. I stared. Jenna sighed. We wanted time with you. Both of you. Yes. Together. Yes. Brooke. It sounded less bad when we planned it. Did it? No. I laughed. We didn't resolve anything. Not that night. What do you say? Thanks? Choose immediately? Pretend you need to check your calendar? I liked both. That was the problem. And apparently, it had been their problem for months too. We went to sleep. Separate tents. I lay awake longer than usual. Thought about Brooke. Then Jenna. Then both. Bad. Very bad. Day 3 started awkward. Brooke tried to compensate by being louder. Jenna compensated by saying even less. I decided that was unbearable. Halfway through breakfast. Stop. Both looked at me. What? Brooke asked. This. Jenna. What? You two are acting like we confessed to a murder. Brooke looked at Jenna. Jenna looked at Brooke. I continued. I like both of you. That fixed nothing. Actually made it worse. Brooke. What does that mean? It means exactly what it sounds like. Jenna. Which one? I laughed. You're asking me to pick over oatmeal? Brooke. Not necessarily. That word stood out. I looked at her. What does not necessarily mean? She immediately focused on her bowl. Jenna looked at Brooke, then at me. Later. There's that word again. We hiked. Weather changed around 3. Clouds rolled in fast. Brooke checked forecast. Storm wasn't supposed to be severe. Still enough rain to ruin the fun. We reached camp just before it started. Set up. Then the sky opened. Hard rain. We got inside our tents. I was in mine. Brooke in hers. Jenna in hers. 20 minutes later I heard, Ryan. Brooke. What? My tent leaks. I laughed. Your new tent? Yes. The spreadsheet tent? Shut up. I unzipped mine. Brooke ran over carrying her sleeping bag and 1 pack. Hair wet, jacket soaked. She dove inside. I zipped it. She sat. This is humiliating. You trusted the manufacturer. Don't start. My tent was a 3-person. Not luxurious. Enough. She put her bag along one side. Rain got louder. Then, Ryan, Jenna. I looked at Brooke. Brooke looked at me. I unzipped. Jenna crouched outside. My floor is wet. Brooke immediately laughed. Jenna stared. Move. She climbed in. Now 3 people. Wet outer layers hung near the entrance. Sleeping bags jammed together. Packs at our feet. The rain kept going. Jenna looked around. Good purchase. I nodded. Thank you. Brooke. I hate both of you. We waited. 20 minutes. 30. No one was sleeping. Too early. Too aware of each other. Brooke lay on my left. Jenna right. Shoulders touching. Every movement noticeable. At some point Brooke said, this is ridiculous. Jenna. Yes. I looked at the ceiling. Which part? All of it. I turned toward her. Brooke looked at me. No usual grin. She said, I wanted to kiss you yesterday. I paused. Jenna. I know. Brooke looked across me. You know everything. You were staring at him. I looked at Jenna. What about you? She looked back. Yes. Yesterday? Several yesterdays. I laughed softly. The rain hammered the roof. I said, so what's stopping us? Both went quiet. Brooke answered. Her. Jenna. You. Brooke looked across me again. Jenna continued. If one of us does something, the other one is still here. Okay. Brooke. And if you pick one, I haven't. They both stopped. I said it again. I haven't picked one. Jenna watched me. Brooke, you can't just say that. I just did. What does it mean? It means I want both of you. That was the first time any of us said it plainly. No joke, no competition. Brooke stared. Then Jenna asked, "Are you saying that because you don't want to hurt one of us?" No. Important. I looked at Brooke. I've wanted to kiss you for months. Then Jenna. You too. Jenna swallowed. Brooke said, "This is a terrible campsite conversation." I smiled. You invited me. She laughed. That helped. Then Brooke reached over, touched my jaw. Not aggressively, not as a challenge, just touched me. I leaned in, kissed her. It was brief at first, then less brief. When we separated, I looked at Jenna. She was watching, not angry, nervous. I asked, "You okay?" She nodded, then reached for me herself. I kissed her too. Different. Brooke had kissed like Brooke did everything. Immediate, confident. Jenna took half a second longer, then stopped holding back. After that, there wasn't much point pretending the air inside that tent was going back to normal. We talked. We kissed. The three of us finally admitted things we had apparently spent months refusing to say in the city. And later that night, we were all close. Together. No competition. No one being pushed out. Just three adults making a decision that would have sounded completely ridiculous to all of us a week earlier. I'm not going to turn the details into an instruction manual. What mattered was that nobody woke up wondering whether it had been an accident. It wasn't. We had wanted it, all three of us. The next morning I woke up because my left arm was dead. Completely. No circulation. Brooke was partly against my chest. Jenna had somehow ended up on my other side with her head near my shoulder. I stared at the tent ceiling. Great. Survived the climb. Survived rain. Currently being defeated by blood flow. I tried to move. Brooke made a sound, opened one eye, looked at me, then Jenna, then me again. "Well," I whispered. "Don't say well. What would you prefer?" Jenna, eyes still closed. "Coffee." I looked down. Finally. Leadership. Brooke started laughing. Jenna opened her eyes, then realized where everyone was. She stared at Brooke. Brooke stared back. And for maybe 3 seconds, I expected awkwardness. Then Jenna said, "You took all the blanket." Brooke looked offended. "We had 3 sleeping bags. You stole mine. I was cold. You were literally attached to Ryan." Brooke looked at me. Was I cold? I'm not entering evidence. Jenna started laughing. That was the moment I knew we weren't going to implode immediately. Maybe later, but not immediately. We made coffee. Weather cleared. The mountains looked freshly washed. Nobody mentioned the night for about 20 minutes. Then Brooke said, "So, Jenna, no." "What?" "Not before breakfast." Brooke, "We have to talk." Jenna, "After oatmeal." I looked at Brooke. She's right. Brooke pointed at both of us. Cowards. After breakfast, we talked. Not enough. Nobody knew what enough would even look like. Brooke asked, "Does this continue after the trip?" I said, "I want it to." Jenna looked at me. "Both?" "Yes." Brooke, "Still?" I laughed. "It has been 8 hours. Important 8 hours." Jenna, "She means, are you going to wake up in the city and decide this was forest insanity?" "No." I looked at both. "I don't want that." Jenna nodded. Brooke took a breath. "Okay. Then, what are we?" I laughed. Still not doing labels before packing. Brooke threw a sock at me. Day 4 back to the car felt different. Same trail, same packs. But now Brooke occasionally took my hand when the path widened. Jenna did too, later. Nobody announced it. At the trailhead, we dumped packs into the trunk. Brooke leaned against the car. "We need food." Jenna, "We have food." "Real food," I said. "Burger?" Both. "Yes." We drove into the nearest town, sat in a booth. Brooke left side, Jenna right. The waitress looked at us, then at the seating arrangement, then, 3 checks? All 3 of us looked at each other. Brooke, 1. Jenna looked at her. Brooke, "What?" I smiled. Bold. "You owe me for the campsite. I supplied the dry tent." "Exactly. Relationship services." Jenna nearly choked on water. I stared. Brooke looked pleased with herself. "Too soon?" "Yes," Jenna said. "Probably," I said. Brooke ate a fry. "Fine." The drive home was quieter. Not bad, just tired. At my apartment, Brooke helped unload my bag. Jenna stood by the trunk. Nobody wanted to say goodbye first. I looked at both. This is weird. Brooke. Very. Jenna. Helpful. Brooke looked at me. So what happens now? I thought. Dinner tomorrow? Jenna smiled. Brooke. That's it? What did you expect? I don't know. Dinner. Fine. Jenna nodded. Dinner. They drove away. I went upstairs, dropped my pack, showered, then sat on my couch. The apartment felt wrong. Too empty. That was new. Next day at work, I kept checking my phone. Brooke sent pictures from the trip. Jenna sent one of all three of us at the lake. I looked terrible. Brooke looked pleased. Jenna looked like she knew exactly how bad the picture was. Then Brooke messaged, "My place or yours?" Jenna, "Ryan's." Me, "Why did I get no vote?" Brooke, "Bigger couch." Jenna, "And he cooks." There it was again. Dinner happened at mine, then another, then movie night. The first week, everything felt like we were trying to reproduce the camping trip indoors. That didn't work. At camp, nobody had work, no schedules, no outside people, no bedrooms down separate hallways. Real life had structure. Brooke came over Wednesday alone. Jenna had late work. We ate, watched something. Brooke sat close, eventually kissed me. That was natural. Then she stopped, looked at me. Is this okay? Why wouldn't it be? Because Jenna isn't here. I understood. You don't need permission to be with me alone. Brooke nodded. But she might feel weird. Then we talk. Brooke smiled. You sound annoyingly mature. I'm 28. Barely. We spent the night together. The next morning, Brooke texted Jenna before leaving. Not details, just stayed over. Jenna replied, okay. Then 5 minutes later, actually not okay. Brooke showed me. I looked at her. That was fast. She called. Jenna answered. Brooke. Hey. Jenna. I know I said okay. I saw. I lied. Come over tonight. Pause. Jenna. Are you mad? No. Ryan? Brooke put it on speaker. I said, no. Jenna. Okay. That evening she came over, sat at the table, looked uncomfortable. I asked, what bothered you? Jenna thought, not that you were together. Brooke. Then what? That I wasn't. There. Better. Brooke reached over and touched her hand. Jenna looked at me. I know that sounds selfish. It sounds useful. She almost smiled. I said, if we're trying this, nobody gets punished for having separate time. Brooke. Agreed. But nobody pretends they don't care when they do. Jenna nodded. Brooke. Agreed. I looked at Brooke. And no competition. She immediately looked innocent. What competition? Jenna. She has points. I stared. Brooke. Private points. Delete the points. They're not written. Brooke. She laughed. Fine. That became our first real rule. No scoring, no trying to win. Which was more important than it sounded. Brooke liked winning. Jenna liked not losing. Different problem. I liked both of them enough to refuse to become the trophy. The second week, Jenna and I spent Saturday together. Brooke had a family thing. Jenna wanted to visit a new exhibit downtown. We went. Lunch afterward. Coffee. Then back to mine. Nothing huge. Just a day. Brooke called around 5. What are you two doing? Jenna. Watching Ryan ruin pasta. I looked over. I'm cooking. Brooke. Without me? Jenna. You're at your mother's. I can leave. No. Brooke. Wow. I took the phone. Stay with your family. Brooke. You sound bossy. Yes. Pause. Then, fine. She came over at 9. Walked in. Looked at Jenna, then at me, then, did I miss anything? Jenna smiled. Yes. Brooke narrowed her eyes. What? Jenna. Pasta. Brooke threw a cushion at her. We got better. Not instantly, but noticeably. Brooke learned that Jenna and I having a quieter connection didn't threaten what Brooke and I had. Jenna learned that Brooke being physically affectionate didn't mean she was getting something Jenna wasn't allowed to ask for. I learned that managing 2 relationships wasn't some fantasy where attention doubled automatically. Sometimes it meant 2 people were mad at me for separate reasons on the same Tuesday. One memorable Tuesday, Brooke was mad because I forgot she had a clinic presentation. Jenna was mad because I canceled dinner without telling her until late. I got home. Both were there. Sitting on my couch. I stopped. Oh no. Brooke. Sit. I looked at Jenna. Do I have counsel? No. I sat. Brooke, you forgot. Yes. Jenna, and you canceled at 6:40. Yes. Brooke, dinner was 7. Yes. I looked between them. I'm sensing a theme. Jenna, you're bad at calendars. Apparently. Brooke, we made you one. I stared. What? Jenna held up her phone. Shared calendar. Different events. Color-coded. I laughed. No. Brooke, yes. I refuse. Jenna, you don't get a vote. I absolutely do. Brooke, you forgot my presentation. Fine. I joined the calendar. They were unbearable about winning that one. The sex remained part of us, sometimes separately, sometimes all three together. It stopped feeling like a novelty pretty quickly. The bigger thing was everything around it. Who needed reassurance? Who wanted space? Who wanted closeness? Who had a brutal day and didn't want to talk yet? It was surprisingly domestic. One Saturday morning I woke up with Brooke beside me, Jenna already in the kitchen. I could smell coffee. Brooke opened one eye. What time? 8. No. She rolled over. I got up. Jenna was making pancakes. I looked. You cook? She looked offended. I have cooked before. Name one time. Camping. That was oatmeal. Cooking. I poured coffee. She looked toward the bedroom. Still asleep? Yes. Jenna smiled. Predictable. Brooke walked in 30 seconds later, wrapped in a blanket. I heard betrayal. Jenna. You heard pancakes. Same thing. She sat. Took one off the plate. Jenna slapped her hand. Wait. Brooke ate it anyway. I looked at both. This felt more like a home than my apartment had before. That scared me a little. Not because I wanted out, because I wanted more. Apparently they did too. The housing conversation started accidentally. Jenna's lease was ending in November. She complained one evening. They raised it again. Brooke, how much? Jenna told us. I whistled. That's ugly. Jenna, I know. Brooke leaned back. Move. Jenna, where? Brooke looked at me. I looked at her. No. Brooke, I didn't say anything. Your face did. Jenna looked between us. What? Brooke, we could all move. I laughed. She didn't. Jenna didn't either. I stopped. You're serious. Brooke, 3 incomes. Jenna, bigger kitchen. Brooke, garage. Jenna looked at me. You wanted a garage. I stared. You two discussed this. Brooke, briefly. Jenna, 47 minutes. I pointed. Thank you. Brooke glared at her. Jenna shrugged. I leaned back. You've had a 47-minute housing meeting without me. Brooke, we were exploring. Apparently my life was agenda item 3. Jenna smiled. 2. Worse. The idea stayed. At first as a joke, then less. Brooke was spending 4 nights a week at my place anyway. Jenna, 3 or 4. Their apartment sat empty half the time. My place was too small for 3 people long term. 1 bathroom. Absolutely not. We started looking, not urgently, then found a townhouse, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, garage, small patio. Rent divided 3 ways was lower than what we were all paying separately. Brooke walked through the garage, looked at me. Well? I looked around. Workbench space, storage. Actually good. I hate that you're right. She smiled. Jenna called from upstairs. 2 sinks. Brooke yelled. We're taking it. I looked at her. We haven't discussed anything. She smiled. We're discussing. We took it. Moving day was chaos. Brooke had underestimated how much she owned. Jenna had 12 boxes of books. I had tools heavy enough to make everyone hate me. Brooke carried 1 tool case. Stopped. What is in this? Tools. No. Yes. Why are they made of collapsed stars? Jenna walked past with books. You mocked my boxes. I withdraw. We ordered pizza. Sat on the floor. No couch yet. 3 mattresses upstairs. Boxes everywhere. Brooke leaned against my shoulder. Jenna sat on my other side. I looked around. This happened fast. Brooke, 3 months. Jenna, 4 if you count planning. I looked at her. You planned before the trip? Both froze. I stared. Brooke looked at Jenna. Jenna looked at Brooke. I said, excuse me? Brooke started laughing. No. That's a yes. Jenna covered her face. I pointed between them. How much of the camping trip was planned? Brooke, the route. Not what I mean. Jenna, we wanted time with you. I know that. Brooke, we maybe hoped something would happen. I stared. How much? She held her fingers about an inch apart. A little. Jenna, more than a little. Brooke, traitor. I laughed. Did you deliberately bring the leaking tent? Brooke's face changed. No. I narrowed my eyes. No? No. Jenna looked at her. Brooke looked at Jenna. I saw it. Oh my God. Brooke, it was not deliberate. What was? The leak. Then what? She started laughing. Jenna answered. Brooke knew the forecast. I stared. Brooke, I did not control weather. You knew rain was likely. Yes. And brought a new tent you hadn't tested. That part was bad planning. Jenna. She said if it rained, we might all end up in yours. I put my pizza down. Brooke covered her face. I started laughing so hard I had to lean back. You planned a weather-assisted seduction? Brooke. That sounds terrible. Jenna. It sounds accurate. Brooke pointed at her. You agreed. Jenna. I know. I looked at Jenna. She looked guilty for exactly 1 second. Then, it worked. I couldn't argue. A year passed. Not without problems. Living together exposed things dating didn't. Brooke left cabinet doors open. Jenna accumulated mugs in every room. I apparently put tools on surfaces that were not intended for tools. We had a meeting about the dining table after Jenna found a torque wrench beside a bowl of fruit. I defended myself poorly. Brooke sided with her. Traitors. We also learned that privacy mattered. 3 bedrooms turned out to be useful, even though we often didn't sleep separately. Sometimes Brooke wanted her own space. Sometimes Jenna did. Sometimes I did. Nobody treated it like rejection once we got used to saying it. The shared calendar stayed. I mocked it for 6 months, then became the person who used it most. Brooke never let me forget that. Our friends took longer to understand. Nate came over the first time, saw all 3 of us, looked around. So, Brooke, no. I haven't asked. Jenna, you were going to. Nate looked at me. You live together. Yes. With both. Yes. And you're all? Brooke. Yes. Nate sat down. Okay. I handed him a beer. He took it. Then, honestly, the camping trip makes more sense now. I stared. What did you know? He smiled. Nothing. Brooke looked away. Jenna suddenly became interested in her drink. I pointed at all of them. I hate this friend group. A year after the trip, we went camping again. Same forest, different route, better weather. Brooke bought another tent. I stopped her before checkout. No. She looked at me. What? We own 3 functioning tents. This one is lighter. No. Ryan. No. Jenna stood beside me. He's right. Brooke looked betrayed. You're supposed to support me. I support not owning 4 tents. We took 2. My 3-person, Jenna's small one for gear and backup. Brooke complained. At the campsite, she looked at my tent, then us. Everyone fitting? Jenna. We have historical evidence. I laughed. Brooke smiled. Nothing happened because of rain this time. Didn't need to. The second night we sat by the lake. Same kind of cold air. Same mountains. Brooke on one side, Jenna on the other. I remembered the first trip, how careful we had been, how every touch felt like evidence, how both of them kept looking at each other after talking to me. Now Brooke had her feet over my leg. Jenna leaned against my shoulder, reading something on her phone. Nobody was competing. Mostly. Brooke still turned everything into a contest if given opportunity. She had simply stopped using me as the scorer. I looked at the lake. Jenna noticed. What? Nothing. Brooke immediately. He has a face. I laughed. Apparently everyone in my life says that. Jenna. What are you thinking? I looked at them. That I almost said no to the first trip. Brooke sat up. You couldn't. You bought food. Exactly. Financial coercion. Jenna. You wanted to come. I did. Brooke smiled. Good. I looked at her. Then Jenna. Did either of you actually need me to fix anything? Brooke thought. No. Jenna. Your stove repair was useful. The igniter wire came loose. Still. Brooke laughed. We mostly wanted you there. I know now. Should have known then. You told me car space. That was terrible. Very. Jenna. I told her. We sat there until the fire got low. Later, all three of us went into the same tent by choice. No rain required. A few months after that second trip, I came home from work around 7. Long day. Restaurant freezer. Bad condenser motor. Owner hovering behind me asking every 7 minutes if it was fixed yet. I opened our front door. Brooke was in the kitchen. Jenna at the dining table. Brooke looked over. You're late. Job ran over. Jenna. Food's still warm. I took off my boots. Brooke walked over. Kissed me. Then looked at my shirt. You smell like fryer oil. Restaurant. Shower. Jenna looked up. Let him eat first. Brooke. He can shower in 6 minutes. I stared. You timed me? Yes. Why? You always take 6. Jenna. 7 if he washes his hair. I looked between them. This house is invasive. Brooke took my keys. Put them in the bowl. Go. I laughed. Went upstairs. Came back down 7 minutes later. Jenna looked at the clock. Hair. I pointed at her. Don't. She smiled. Dinner. Normal evening. Brooke complained about a patient who refused to do exercises. Jenna showed us photos from a new exhibit installation. I told them about the freezer. Nobody cared about the freezer beyond whether it had been fixed. It had. After dinner, we ended up on the couch. Brooke against one side of me, Jenna on the other. I looked at the framed photo on the shelf across the room. First camping trip. 3 of us standing beside the lake. Dirty, tired. Brooke had one arm around Jenna. I stood beside them holding a mug. Nobody looking at the camera quite correctly. Taken before the rain, before the tent, before any of us had admitted anything. Brooke followed my eyes. You still like that picture? Yeah. Jenna. I look awful. No. Brooke. I look great. Jenna. Of course. I smiled. Brooke nudged me. What? I'm thinking. Dangerous. I looked at both. You two planned that trip. Brooke. We've covered this. Still annoyed. Jenna. You benefited. Not the point. Brooke smiled. You would have gone if we'd told you. I might have. You would have, I thought. Probably. That was the ridiculous part. They had spent months worrying about which one would lose me if the other one acted first. I had spent months refusing to act because I didn't want to lose either of them. Then they invited me into the mountains. Rain ruined 2 tents, and apparently all 3 of us finally ran out of excuses. The trip was supposed to last 4 days. Somehow, it never really ended. Brooke still claims she invited me because they needed somebody who could cook and fix things. Jenna still says that's nonsense. I believe Jenna, mostly because Brooke is terrible at lying when she is pleased with herself. What I know for sure is this. I went camping with 2 best friends, came home wanting both of them. A few months later, we shared an address. A year later, we were arguing about whose turn it was to buy coffee, and why there was a torque wrench on the dining table. Not exactly the vacation souvenir I expected. Better, though.
You bought my food before you asked me. Guess I never had a chance. 4 days somewhere in the mountains. Funny how 4 days can last. Brooke was racing up the hillside. Jenna took her time with me. One was daring me to follow. One knew every bird we'd see. 3 tents underneath the pine trees. 3 friends keeping things contained. And you both sat close beside me like nobody knew your game. You said, nothing's going on here, but you both had that same look. And somewhere between the campfire and the trail I understood. You both knew I had no clue. 8 months keeping secrets, what was I supposed to do? Then the sky turned black and the whole world changed. Funny what you finally say when there's nowhere left to run from rain. Somewhere after the rain came down, 3 sleeping bags on the ground. You said you wanted me, she said it too, and I finally told the truth. I don't wanna choose if choosing means losing half of everything I found in you. We were looking for 4 days away. Somewhere after the rain, we found a home instead. Morning came with dead-arm problems. Coffee boiling by the lake. Brooke was stealing all the blankets. Jenna told her, give me a break. Nobody called it an accident. Nobody wanted to pretend. We packed up everything on Sunday, but something there refused to end. Dinner turned to movie nights to staying late. 3 toothbrushes in 1 bathroom, 3 names filling up the dates. Then you made a shared calendar I swore I'd never use. 6 months later, I was adding every stupid thing we do. It wasn't perfect, we learned that fast. Love gets complicated when you're building something meant to last. But no one had to win, no one had to lose. Turns out there was room enough when nobody had to choose. Somewhere after the rain came down, 3 sleeping bags on the ground. You said you wanted me, she said it too, and I finally told the truth. I don't wanna choose if choosing means losing half of everything I found in you. We were looking for 4 days away. Somewhere after the rain, we found a home instead. Now there's a townhouse with a garage, 2 sinks upstairs, 12 boxes full of Jenna's books, Brooke's running shoes everywhere. My tools where they shouldn't be, your coffee beside mine, and that picture from the first trip still sitting there tonight. 3 people by a mountain lake before we knew what we'd become, before the weather changed the plans, before 3 turned into 1. And I still think about that phone call. Are you busy next weekend? I almost said no. God, I'm glad I didn't. 'Cause somewhere after the rain came down, I found the life I have right now. Brooke's still laughing next to me, Jenna leaning on my sleeve. I don't wanna choose, never needed to. We just had to learn what love could be. 4 days turned to all these years. 1 small tent turned into this now. Every long day ends with 2 waiting there when I walk in. We went looking for 4 days away. Somewhere after the rain, we found a home instead. No storm tonight, no leaking tents, no excuses left to make. You both wanted me there, I wanted you both, and I almost stayed home that day. Funny how 4 days away never really